When Anna arrived at the hospital in labor, Dr. Marco could not have imagined that that day would unravel a 5-year-old mystery. Now subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future exciting and mysterious stories. Enjoy! Dr. Marco, a middle-aged man with a wealth of experience, was a key figure in the Bologna hospital. With his grey hair and face marked by years of intense shifts, Marco was known for his professionalism and dedication. He loved his job, despite the difficulties and challenges he encountered every day. Every morning, he sipped his black coffee, looking out the window of his office with the knowledge that every day could bring new surprises. Anna, a young woman full of life and hope, was pregnant for the first time. Despite the exhaustion and pain of labor, her eyes shone with joy at the thought of becoming a mother. Her family and friends supported her, but that day she was alone in the hospital, ready to face one of the most important moments of her life. She could not have known that that day would change her life in unpredictable ways. 5 years earlier, Luca, a young man with a confused and wounded look, had arrived at the same hospital after a serious car accident. Marco remembered it well. The boy had suffered a serious head injury and, despite the doctor's efforts, had remained in a coma for several days. When he finally woke up, the boy remembered nothing of his past, not even his name. The doctors had called him Luca as a temporary name, hoping someone would come looking for him. But no one came. One night, he escaped from the hospital without a trace, and his case remained unsolved, a puzzle that Marco could not forget. Now, 5 years later, fate had brought Anna and Luca back on her path. The day the woman arrived at the hospital, Marco was on duty. When he saw the young man accompanying her, his heart skipped a beat. He couldn't believe his eyes. It was Luca, the missing boy. Wasting no time, Marco called the police, knowing that the family had been desperately searching for him for years. Meanwhile, the doctor was preparing to deliver Anna's baby. It was a moment of great tension and emotion. The woman was tired but determined, and with Marco's expert help, the baby was born healthy and strong. The joy on the new mother's face was palpable, but the man knew that the real drama was about to begin. I would like to invite you to leave a like if you are enjoying the story, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. As the woman held her newborn baby in her arms, she asked one of the nurses to call her partner, Luca. Marco walked out of the room and found himself face to face with the baby's father in the hospital corridor. The young man looked at him with confused eyes, but after a moment of hesitation, a flash of recognition crossed his face. "Doctor, I remember you. I'm sorry, but I was very confused at that time. I still don't remember much of my past." Dr. Marco explained to the new father that his family had been looking for him relentlessly all these years. The news left Luca surprised and moved. "I didn't know I had a family looking for me," the man said, his voice breaking with emotion. "I found work on a farm, met my wife when I was young, and we built a life together. Now, with the arrival of our baby, I have even more happiness in my days." The doctor didn't waste a moment, and with his heart pounding, He immediately picked up the phone to call the police. He had to inform the authorities of the extraordinary discovery he had made. Meanwhile, the young couple, still in shock from the sudden arrival of their newborn, tried to absorb the surprise and emotion of that incredible moment. Every breath of Mom Anna and Dad Luca was filled with wonder as they held their baby, unaware of the whirlwind of events that was about to overwhelm them. When the police arrived, the man was ready to face his past. The reunion with his family was an emotional moment. His parents, with tears in their eyes, hugged him tightly, happy to have finally found their lost son. Even though he didn't remember everything yet, he felt like he had a new beginning. Now, not only did he have a loving family who had desperately searched for him for years, but he also had a wonderful partner and a newborn son to love, protect, and build a future with full of hope and joy. Marco, Anna, and Luca's lives became inextricably intertwined. Marco, who had seen the man arrive as an unsolved mystery 5 years earlier, now saw him as a man who had found his way and his place in the world. Anna, with her newborn baby in her arms, knew she had a bright future ahead of her, despite the hardships she had faced. Dr. Marco watched everything with a mixture of satisfaction and melancholy. His profession had led him to experience moments of great emotional intensity, and this story was a perfect example of how life could be unpredictable and surprising. He was grateful to have been able to make a difference in Luca's life and his new family. Luca, Anna, and Marco's story ended on a note of hope and new beginnings. The boy, who was once a man without a past, now had a loving family and a promising future. Anna, who had faced the labor and surprise of childbirth, was now a happy and proud mother. And Marco, the doctor who had seen it all, continued to devote himself to his work with passion and dedication, knowing that every day could bring new stories and new challenges. Life, with all its surprises and mysteries, continues to surprise us. Did you like this story?